Hey guys, what's up? So, East vs. West 7 is closing in on us in just a few hours. Let's take a look at the top 5 matches that I'm looking forward to. Number 5, Dave Chafe versus Rivaz Lutidze. To be honest, I'm mostly interested in watching this match since we found out that Dave will be pulling Devin in June at King of the Table 7. In my mind, Dave has been an extremely active puller, but in reality it's been a minute since we've seen him at the table. In essence, we are going to find out how much a then-improving Dave Chafe has improved since his match with Hermes last November. Dave isn't getting any younger, so for that aspect alone, this one should be interesting. Dave has shown new wrinkles as of late, and having said that, Dave did express some concern about pain in his neck on Engin Terzi's podcast a few weeks ago. But super matches and excuses don't mix, and even if Dave had a good one, he wouldn't make any himself. As for Rivaz, I think he has his work cut out for him. We saw him breeze through Derek Smith. He technically took a round off of Artem Morozov, but in the end, Morozov outlasted him thanks to his top roll and superior endurance. In spite of his Georgian roots and how much that counts for in the world of arm wrestling, I think this one goes to Dave Chafe. His subhuman side pressure will be too much for Rivaz to overcome. Number 4. Adam Warzinski versus Bacho Sagnashvili. It's hard not to get excited about what Adam has brought to the table for Team USA. The United States has had some decorated pullers over the years, but aside from Derek Smith and Paul Lynn, when is the last time we've been able to stay excited about a young puller? In my opinion, that time is here and now with Adam. A relative newcomer to super matches, Adam has been hard at work getting better and working toward what we know he can become. Speaking of newcomers, though, Bacho will seek to lean on his namesake against Adam here in Istanbul, as we know next to nothing about him, other than his last name and that he arm wrestles. It's been reported in multiple outlets that he and Levon are cousins, but Bacho, who took part in Engin's live call with Adam, left any potential confirmation on if they were related rather ambiguous. He said they shared the same last name and were close, with the implication being that they may be distant relatives. So, here is where we truly find out. Is having the same last name as the best arm wrestler on the planet good enough to get a win versus a highly touted up-and-comer? Bacho looks very impressive in some of the practice matches I've watched, and though Adam is a newcomer to casual fans, he's actually been pulling for quite a while now. I'm going to say Adam takes this match from the sheer fact that he looked outright dominant in his last East vs. West outing. I'd tell you Adam used his first match to shake off the nationally televised pay-per-view jitters, but what jitters? This kid has ice water in his veins. I see in Adam potentially a future star, and possibly, when all is said and done, a more well-rounded version of Dave Chafe. Simply put, though, his hook will be too much for the 18-year-old Georgian to overcome. I like Adam, the young American, in this one. Number 3, Devin Larratt versus Gennady Kvikvinia. Yes, guys, I have this one at number 3. If Devin's winning or losing were tied into fan enthusiasm, then this one is already in the books. He actually has to go out there and put in the work to defeat Gennady, who would die on the table if it meant winning or losing. Devin is the strongest he's ever been, so it seems, and from the looks of everything we've seen so far here at East vs. West, looks equally as determined to crush Gennady. The real question with this match, I think, comes down to this. Has Devin considered all of the angles and ways this one could possibly go? It's Devin. Of course he has. No, but seriously, I've mentioned in the past that strong top rollers often give Devin trouble. Based on everything I see in the way Gennady is approaching the grip at East vs. West, I think Gennady sees what I see and will actually attempt to top roll Devin. Do I think Gennady gets a pin? Maybe. Will he win? He could. But as we saw with Prudnik, shock and awe can only keep Devin contained for just so long. Adjustments were made in that match, and they were made quickly. I think this could apply here as well versus Gennady. Whatever Gennady does, he has to do it hard and extremely fast. Devin will forever remember what he faced in Levon, who has by all measures eclipsed Gennady in every way possible. Gennady is strong, but we are talking about the king of endurance and the king of making adjustments on the fly. Devin will be able to hold Gennady off for as long as it takes to wear him down and get the victory. Number 2 is RVJ versus Zurab Tavaridze. I'm excited to see the return of RVJ. It looks like he's taken his approach to training seriously, and I'm glad to see he's made it to Istanbul and is taking part in the pre-match festivities. I know he's not a fan of flying, and neither am I, so I can definitely sympathize with him in that regard. Since we haven't seen him pull in any official capacity in about a year, it's hard to know what he's bringing to the table or what his strategy might be. It's also hard to know if he, in his current form, has had enough time to prepare for Zurab. Zurab, in his own right, might be one of the most active pullers at the moment, and it is in no way lacking in table time. I do believe, though, that a big part of why RVJ has taken his time away from arm wrestling is because he doesn't at all enjoy losing. And Zurab has shown some incremental improvement of late, winning 3 out of his last 4 matches against insanely strong competition. RVJ does have one thing going for him, as many would point out, and that is genetics. For those who saw Engin's video comparing their various physical attributes, even Ray Charles could see that RVJ towers over Zurab. RVJ says size matters, but what do I say? Moving on. As for the outcome in this one, I could make an educated guess, but as an RVJ fan, I don't really want to focus on as much on the outcome as I do on the process of simply getting better each and every day. So let's just have fun watching this one as fans of the sport, no matter what happens. That is why this is my number 2 match. It will just be a ton of fun to watch and to simply see things play out naturally, as RVJ would say. And the match I'm most looking forward to is Iraqi Zirakashvili versus Kirjagali Angarbayev. I think this match is going to be the highlight of the card for a number of reasons. I think the biggest one for me is that these two are sort of enigmatic and intriguing from a few different standpoints. One is that I find it interesting how each of them have been tested at the arm wrestling table, which relates to a few things. The first of which is to the quality of their opponents. Without getting too deep into the weeds on this topic, it's insane how young these two are and the level of success they've been able to have at literally the highest level up to this point. I'll sum it up in a few sentences. Anytime John Brzenk and Levon Saganishvili are both intimately familiar with how you pull and you present obstacles in doing so, you're on the radar as a special, rare puller. And I do believe that this holds true for each of them. Another intriguing aspect is the manner in which each of them have both won and lost at times. Again, we could get into the weeds with this, but did you see Irakli's match against John Brzenk at East vs. West 6? Iraqi won not only with his arm, he outwitted perhaps the one arm wrestler we never thought would lose in this manner. Amazing stuff. Same goes with Angarbayev as well against Michael Todd. Another aspect of this match I'll mention briefly before closing this out is that there's a lot to be said for pullers who pull well above their respective weight class, and each of them are special in this regard as well. And last but not least, the most pleasing thing about this one, once more we get to see how these gentlemen carry themselves both in the heat of battle and afterwards. They are both gentlemen in the truest sense of the word, with rare qualities and mindsets. This says a lot about how much these two value the concept of respect and humility, and I myself value anyone who values these same qualities. So in the same spirit, again, I don't care who wins this match, because the two of them and the fans are the winners either way, and that's something I'm thankful I get to witness. All in all, I think we are in for the best East versus West yet, and I know I can't wait to see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.